Now what we're going to do is create our hand, and we're going to create those animation movements like I just said. So what you want to do is download that project file on the right hand side, and we're going to go grab the hand. So download it onto your desktop or wherever you want, and let's go and write in, I think it's arm or something like that, arm image. And again, get pre-multiplied matte with color and hit OK. And I'm just going to place this onto here for now, and I'll make it even bigger, roughly the size of the character's arms or something like that, I guess. That looks good. Okay, so we can again go ahead and draw that up. So if we go get the hand tool, the pen tool, and we can go ahead and trace around there, but for the sake of time I think it's pretty simple to go through. We'll just use this image, and what we're going to do is I'm going to rotate it a little bit because it kind of looks a little bit off. So hit R on your keyboard and rotate it around. So it's probably coming from the angle like so, and we'll place that. First of all, we want to position it just about. What we need to do is go into iPad screen placeholder, and let's go to the first keyframes that we set on screen 1. So hit P on your keyboard so we can see the keyframes. So just at this point here on the timeline indicator, you'll see that the animation begins. So place your timeline indicator there, right there, and then go over to Final Movie, and what you want to do is place this hand image over on this side, and we're going to create a keyframe where it probably would be. So about there, we're going to create a rotation one, so click R and click on that, or you can just drop these down like so. Select R for rotation and P for position as well. So we're going to move the position, and we're going to kind of rotate a little bit as well, the arm. So let's bring this across, and you'll be able to see the seconds a bit better. Okay, cool. So then what we want to do, go back again over to screen placeholder and drag this timeline indicator to the end as well, and come back to Final Movie, and you'll see that it's been dragged over here to where the end of the animation is. So then what we want to do is click on this hand and kind of drag it across, hold down shift to make it go in a straight line like so. And we also want to change the rotation a little bit, so click and rotate it a little bit so it looks like his arm's kind of moving along. Okay, so let's have a look at that. It's not going to be perfect, we'll need to adjust it a little bit. Let's have a look at this. So the screen's going a little bit faster than the hand at the moment, so again let's play it back a bit. Okay, cool. So we need to make it a little bit faster, so grab these keyframes and drag them across a little bit. I'll bring it down to quarter resolution so it will run a bit faster, and I'll drag this over here so that we can preview from that point there. Whoops, let's bring this back. Okay, so that's good. So I think that's about right. What we want to do after that point, we want to bring the hand down again. So bring this timeline indicator to about maybe 7 seconds and drag it down a little bit. And I'll bring it up a little bit so you can see that a bit better. So let's have a look at this now. First of all, actually, you want to add in another keyframe for the hand to come up, so it's not just starting on that position. So drag this timeline indicator to about 3.5 seconds and place it down a little bit over here, or maybe even drag it off the screen, and I'll bring it down a little bit further away. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've done so far with these animations. Just previewing it through. Okay, cool. So what I want to do with these keyframes, just click on them, highlight them all, and right click Easy Ease, keyframe resistant Easy Ease, so that they're smooth keyframes. And let's have a look at this again. And again, all of this kind of animation stuff, you need to kind of really play around with it, make sure that everything looks good. So that one, again, we need to move these keyframes a little bit more since we've added in the Easy Ease, bring them back a little bit. Okay, bring this up a little bit. Okay, so that looks much better. Great, so now we've done our first keyframes. If I bring it to full resolution so you can see the hand better, just play it through one more time. Just previewing it right now. And it's coming across. It's just loading, as you can see on the green bar down below. So let's have a look at this now. Okay, cool. So that's kind of a rough guide how you do that. So you think same thing. You want to go back to screen placeholder 2. Click on this second one and go to position. And so you know that that one's going to start about there. So again, come back to the final movie, and we'll drag this across again. And I'm going to grab this bar as well, bring it across. So first of all, actually, let's go back to screen placeholder and drag it across a little bit more, so that we know where the arm's going to start. And let's go to final movie. We want the arm to start moving just before the screen kind of moves. So let's bring this over. Whoops. And what I want to do is hit P for position and R for rotation. And let's go and grab this over here. Then go to screen placeholder, place it on that first keyframe on the second screen, and go to final movie. And we'll click on the arm, drag it up a little bit, and rotate it as well. Whoops. Let's rotate that a little bit. Just like so. And place it up a little bit more. So the arm goes from there to there, and the animation kind of begins right there, as you can see there. So let's bring it again to the end, final movie, and let's drag this right across. And I'm going to rotate it as well down here a little bit. So this just comes down to personal, preference, how you like it, and go ahead and position these keyframes so that it looks best. So let's have a look at this. So he's kind of dragging the screen across, and then after that you want to bring his arm down as well. So let's bring his arm down. Let's bring it off the screen for now, for this one. So change it up. So I'm going to preview it through in about third resolution so it goes a bit faster. And then his arm comes off the screen. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, cool. So the arm's going a little bit fast, so let's bring it over a little bit, make it a little adjustment there. Looks quite good. Okay, cool. So again, go ahead and play around with that. Now we need to do the same thing for the last tool as well. So let's go back to screen placeholder. Place it on the beginning of the next keyframe, so there it is, and go to final movie, and the timeline indicator will be on the same point it is as on the screen placeholder. And again, what we want to do is actually bring it up a little bit before then, and click on the position and rotation, and then actually go back to screen placeholder, and at the start we want to go and move his arm up again into the position, and rotate that again a little bit, move it around a little bit more. Okay, and go to screen placeholder, place on the last keyframe, back to final movie, and drag this across, and again rotate that a little bit as well. And then we want to bring it across a little bit and drag his arm down just there for now. He can stay there like so. And let's have a look at this one. So the screen goes a little bit earlier, so let's go and drag these last keyframes a bit closer. If I just zoom in here and click, let's have a look at this. Cool, so that's quite good. Okay, and for the last one, screen placeholder. So the last keyframes are these ones here. That one goes in. And actually that's the last animation we need to do. For the last, because we're going to have a flop where the the transition, it transitions off of there. So that's all we need to do for the arm. We need to do 3 movements for the arm, and for this last one I'm going to actually come in here and actually move it right off the screen. So if I go into this, make sure that your timeline indicator is on the keyframe. If it's not, if it's over here and you try and move it again, then it's going to create another keyframe. So place it on the last one and move it along like so. Okay, cool. So that's how you create the arm movements with the iPad to be synced along with the screen, like so.